Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are working on our video editor. So the pitch for the video editor is that we want to be able to take a long video, like a VOD from a stream, and play with the idea of cutting it down. I don't really know if like a 20-minute cut down of this type of content is going to be any good, but I wanted to experiment with it and see if it's fun or not, right? If it's like a good representation of the actual product. Because then if we can do 20-minute cut downs, then we can upload to YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Maybe people will watch more, maybe people will get less bored, etc., etc. And my initial attempt at doing this was awful. I like popped open KDN Live. I googled like Linux video editor because I'm shit at this. And I opened KDN Live and I was like, this is an awful experience. I'm not going to do this because it was just going to take like way too long. So we started working on our own video editor. And the idea is that like, if we could easily generate a subtitle set for the entire video, and we could use that as the mechanism that we do our clipping with, right? So we select the text, and that specifies like what will go into the video. The thought is that I can read way faster than I can skim with audio and with my eyeballs, and maybe that will be faster and easier, and then we can experiment with the idea with a tool that does that. So where we're at right now is we have this video player. Hold on, give it a second. What's up? And here he's generating like a waveform of the video at the bottom, and we can go into here and we can like scrub around and we can like create little sections of clips. And if I play this back, it should skip between them. Great. So, and if I hit Control S, it will save this set of clips to a JSON file. And if I run this little script, he will like basically take those sets of timestamps, feed them into FFmpeg, and then generate a video. And so now I can do like open up this video, but then like refine those like cuts in the timeline. And it does the same cuts that we do in the video editor. So we're at a place where it's like almost usable. And so today's thought is let's try generating some subtitles and get them in there. Yeah, so I think we're gonna pull in whisper.cpp. It's like this, like, okay, so OpenAI at some point dumped out this subtitle generation neural network thing, right? So you feed in some like PCM data and you get out words. That's like done in like Python and PyTorch. And so if you Google like, can I use this from C++ or C? You get like this project whisper.cpp, which is like, there's this guy, Gurganov, and he's got like this thing where he like ports neural networks to C++. And so you'll have seen this probably if you've been browsing Twitter or Hacker News related to running Llama models. He does like the same thing. So this guy's got a bunch of libraries, we got a bunch of usage, and we're gonna try pulling this in, integrating it with the project, and see what we can get out of it. So the plan is, yeah, pull that in, get some subtitles, get some text in our UI. So once like the subtitles are in there, we can like show them in some way. And then we need to like do some like sort of like correlation of time with the words on the screen and figure out like how do we like render a progress bar in the text preview, given what timestamp we're currently looking at. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Doesn't it make sense to first test out the feature when it already exists because the feature already exists in Premiere Pro? Well, one, I didn't know that until right now. Two, I'm not gonna get Premiere Pro ever, right? Like, I'm not a pro, and it sounds like that costs money. I don't know, I haven't really looked. Yeah. Three, we just blindly try shit around here, and doing the best thing is never really the goal. It's like, it's just fun to build stuff, man, and this is an excuse to build something. And the thing that we're building is kind of complex and interesting, so why not? Do I use multiple monitors? I have 3. One of them's not plugged in. I don't know why. I just never. I unplugged it one day and I just never plugged it back in, even though it's like I don't have enough space sometimes. And then my second monitor is I'm using it now, but it's only showing like stream stuff, so it's not really like that useful for like what we're like for actual productivity. Okay. Let's get moving. Let's try to get some open whisper shit going. Okay. So I think, full disclosure, I did build and run the executable that comes with this project yesterday, because I was like, if we start hitting build problems in the middle of stream, that will be really boring to resolve. So I wanted to make sure that we could at least build and run it first, which is a little bit disingenuous, because now you guys are like, wow, he knows how to do this stuff already, and I don't, you know? But, you know, we have to get ahead of some problems. Sometimes we have to do a little bit of preparation, just a little bit. Okay, so quick start is we clone the thing, we download a model, and then we build the example, and we transcode an audio file. Sick. Okay. So, oops, I lost the bash command. I lost it. We gotta get it again. This thing. So this, I guess, downloads a model and puts it somewhere. Okay, and then he's saying just, what was it, just build? Build an example? Is this building multi-core? Doesn't look like it. Oops, not J44, that's way too many threads. Way too many. So gotta give him a sec to build. I think yesterday when I built this, it didn't take too long. Like maybe a couple minutes, tops. Oh yeah, he's already built the library, and then he's got the executable here. Seems like it might actually almost be done. We'll give him a sec. Cool. And then I think what comes out of this is he has like this like test executable that you can just run on a WAV file. And that's it. You just generate. So what was his like sample command? It was, they have a sample bundled with the repo. So let's just run that, make sure everything's good to go. And we do see, and so my fellow Americans, and not what you ask your country can do for you, blah, 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 blah. Why do you, oh, I love how you refer to your programs as he. Well, I mean, I have to get in their heads, right? You know, you can reason better about what they're thinking if you think they're thinking in people, which is like a really bad model because it's not true, but it's a good model and that it helps me get in there, get in their heads. It hasn't gone wrong for me yet. One day it will, but for now it's good enough. Okay, so I think let's extract some audio from our VOD and see if we can like get something sane out of it. So I think you could probably like FFmpeg our like a video from a few days ago. And then I think that there's like a T for duration, T for time, T for duration of like, let's pull out like 20 seconds of audio and shove it into VOD wave, and I think that FFmpeg will do everything that it needs to do in order to like it'll only pull out audio here. I think it's smart enough to like figure out what we're asking for based off the extensions of the files. I hope. This fast, so it kind of implies yes. And if we look at the VOD wave, yo, what's up? What the fuck is this program? I've never seen this program in my life. Today we're working on my video editor, but it does seem like we got something meaningful out of it, and so we should be able to do VOD wave. Failed to read wave file. Wave file must be 16 kilohertz. Oh, FFmpeg, resample audio. Resample audio. Okay. This guy's saying in thing out audio sample rate. What is AC1? Probably audio channel. One channel audio rate. This guy's saying I don't want to use MP3 lame. That sounds not like what I want. I don't know what this QA encoding quality. I don't care about any of that. So probably AR and AC. Are these like documented anywhere? Oh yeah, here. Set audio sample rate and number of channels. Oh, okay. So we can go to single channel, 16 kilohertz. So if we do like, I forget where these options go. I think it's here. So one channel at 16,000 hertz. And then let's just make sure it sounds okay still. Hello? And the topic for today. So pitch for the... That does sound like resampled project and correct. You can hear that it's kind of like lower quality. I stream most days around 2 o'clock. But it sounds like about the frequency of my voice. I think it's okay. We'll see. And then let's run main on VOD wave. Good sign. Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. Let's fucking go. Today we're working on my video editor. The top for the day is trying to work. Dude, this is like, that's actually like decent. That's a lot better than I thought it would be, to be honest. And I think I saw in their README. I think I saw in their README that there's a way to like get like single word timestamps out of this. Word level timestamp. Max length. So if we just run this thing again with ML1. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back, everybody. It looks like we have word level timestamps. It doesn't look like the quality of the generation actually degraded in any way, which is pretty sick. And even if it's not good, it's like good enough. That's like, this is plenty good enough. Sick. Okay. So it looks like this is a go, which is very useful. Very useful. So the next thing we have to do is figure out how to like integrate this with the project in some way. Another tool I like is TLDR, just gives you a bunch of examples without having to use man. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I think there's like a website one where you can curl some website with like parameters of a thing and it'll just like dump out like in your terminal what you want, which is pretty cool. Okay. Let's try to integrate this. So I think when I was looking at this earlier, like I don't think I looked at this like last week or something, and I was seeing that there's like a C API. Whisper H C interface. The following interface is thread safe. Okay, cool. So it looks like pretty straightforward. You initialize a context. Sure, so they have like some sort of like internal state that they're trying to deal with. Init from file with param. So this is the model that we're running with. And then some parameters. So he's just saying, hey, I want to load the model with these weights and default parameters. And then I don't know what whisper full does, but he's passing in this. What is W params? I don't see any W params in here, so we're gonna have to figure out what the fuck that is. C params is context params. W params would be whisper params, is my guess. And then he's passing in the data and the size. Cool, that's straightforward. I'm going to assume that 16,000 hertz check in main means that this has to be 16,000 hertz as well. So we're probably going to have to resample our audio down at some point. For now, probably what makes sense is to just resample the video itself so that we don't have to worry about it. I hope that our video player works with 16,000 hertz audio. We haven't tested that, so we'll have to be careful there. And then full end segments. So this must be running the model. This is my guess. My guess is that this runs the model and that this extracts tokens that the model found. Okay. So I would assume also that we don't feed in the whole file at once. I would assume that we feed it in chunks, but maybe if you can pass in the whole thing at once, then it will just take up as much memory as it needs to internally. And then we'll get the whole script out at once, but that's probably fine. Like we probably have plenty enough RAM to run with the whole text at once, so I think that's probably fine. What's the Godot logo in the taskbar doing? It's the maze on the right. It's the maze on the right. Okay, let's see. I see. So the whisper full takes in whisper full params, which is this thing. So this will tell us things like how many threads, where in the audio to start from, interesting. How much to process, interesting. Translate, blah, 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 blah. I wonder if you can give it a memory map file. Yeah, I guess that's interesting. I mean, for our use case, since the audio is going to be embedded in the video file as like compressed audio, it makes sense for us to feed it in from our memory, right? We're gonna like decode audio with FFmpeg and then shove it in here as we go, would be my guess. But we'll figure it out as we go. What else is in here? Experimental. So how do you initialize this thing? Certainly this thing just has like a default params. Yeah, here. Whisper full default params, and then we have a sampling strategy. What is sampling strategy? The fuck is this? Greedy or beam search? I guess we'll just copy whatever they do in main. So they have main CPP, and we can just look at whisper full default params, and they're using based off of they're changing the behavior based off of command line params. So best of, oh geez, and beam size. So which one of these is default? Oh god. Oh my god. Beam size. So where do these come from? Best of beam size. Strategy is if beam size is greater than 1 and use grammar, they use beam search, otherwise they use greedy. So how do I know what are the defaults? What are the defaults? I guess, oh, these are the defaults. I see. I see. So what do they do? Oh, okay. So here they're using greedy by default. Okay. They're using greedy. So that's what we will do. That's what we will do. And it seems like the rest is pretty straightforward. Okay. So let's let's try to integrate in some way. So let's I guess the first thing we have to do actually is test that we can resample down to 16,000 hertz. Test our player with 16,000 hertz audio. I'm not really sure if that'll work. I think it will, but we might have to do some like software resampling, and if we do, that will take up some time, and that will suck. Oh, just tuning in. Could you give a high-level set of components that would be in the video editor? Just learn how it works. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is good context for everyone anyways. So, what we have right now is FFmpeg is kind of like the core of what we're working with. So he is responsible for taking in a file, a little f, and he spits out frames, kind of hand wavy. These frames have like, they might be video frames, they might be audio frames. And depending on if they're video or audio, what we have done, who knows if this is what is best to do, but what we've done is we've dispatched our video frames to like an OpenGL context. So we like basically upload the video frame as a texture to OpenGL and then do like YUV to RGB conversion in here. RGB to YUV. Audio goes into this like mini audio library, which is basically like an abstraction layer above like system level audio. So all this basically does is like the audio is going to have like PCM or like some sort of like sampled waveform. And we just like chunk this up and shove it into like the mini audio player as we need to. If we were just to take this and run this, we would basically play back the file at like rapid pace as fast as the CPU could fucking go. So we also have, each of these frames has like a timestamp associated with them. And we shove the timestamp into this like, we call it player state, where basically he's in control of saying like, oh, given the current PTS, so given like when we started playing the video, as well as like where we've tried to seek to and where we've tried to pause, etc., or like how long we've been paused for, I know how many seconds we should be into the video. And so he like looks at this value and where he thinks he should be, and basically feeds the next frame when he's supposed to. Is there anything else? No, we have like a GUI that like gives us this OpenGL context, but there's like, that's hand wavy, we can skip over that. That's what we've done. I don't know what other people do, but this is how we did it. Okay. Let's test our video player. Let's test it. So I guess, let's maybe run that same ffmpeg command, but export a like short VOD MKV or something. And hopefully, I'm hoping that that will copy the video frames for 20 seconds and resample the audio down to 16,000 hertz. So we can XDG open, what did I just call this? Short VOD MKV?
Yo, what's up?
Okay.
Welcome back.
That looks
fancy timeline.
that
Around 2
promising.
o'clock Pacific.
It sounds like 16,000 hertz audio. Well, I actually don't know what 16,000 hertz sounds like. It sounds like shit, which is about what I'm assuming. Yeah. So single channel, 16,000 hertz. Oh, we might require dual channel. This might not work. We'll see. We'll see. So let's run this on what it was called, short VOD. Let's just see what happens.
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back, everybody.
Okay.
Today we're working
It's
on
like
my
kind
video
of
editor.
working. I don't understand why there's no audio waveform here. That's kind of odd. I'm also surprised that the program will run and not generate the audio waveform. I've never seen that before. But we can generate clips. That's really odd. I've never seen this. Okay, let's figure out what the fuck is going on there. How does the PS work? Does it just spin as fast as it can until the next step time? Well, PS stood for player state in that example, or in that like explanation. So it just basically says like, hey, he tells me how long till the next frame, and then we can just sleep until that time, essentially. Okay, where is our audio renderer widget? He must be doing something stupid. So I guess we can maybe log. On initialization, we try to like pull out as many samples as we can. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see if we like get any samples. Let's start there. So every time we increment our number of samples, let's just look at this. Num samples collected is num sample a number in this language. We rate num samples collected. Okay, let's just see if that says anything of use. Can clips overlap? I think that will break stuff. I'm not really sure.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Okay, so we've got some samples. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really put too much thought into this stuff right now. Like, I changed it a little bit since last stream so that they plays back sorted, because I found myself, like, when I was testing it, like, going back and, like, trying to insert new segments between stuff. So it sorts them all, and then just, like, skips between them. I think the sorting probably will let it do something like this. That will probably...
What's up, everybody? Today we're working...
No, it... I don't...
Yo,
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the fuck is going on there. Something weird is happening. It's also feeling really fucking laggy. Like, really laggy. So it could be that, like, whatever the fuck is going on with this, like, audio waveform I'm not showing is not helping here. But anyways, I'm not really sure. Dual channel could be related. Yeah, could be. Could be. So we are collecting some samples. Let's maybe look at the sample values. It could be that we expect them to be between -1 and 1, and they're just not. Maybe if they're between, like, really small numbers, then we just wouldn't render them on the timeline very well. So can we look at maybe... How do I want to do this? Let's, every time we push a sample, let's look at it. Here we go. So we'll look at sample here.
Yo, what's up with...
Everything is -2 and -3. So it could just be like a scaling problem. How come we can hear it then, if it's so quiet? And how come the original doesn't look like this? I guess we can actually just look at what does the original look like. That'll give us a clue as well. Input, or what was called 2024-05-20, I think was the sample here.
Yo!
Yeah, here we're getting down to like -1. -1. So it could be... Well, does it sound different if we play both of those videos? Does one of them sound quieter than the other? This was one of them. Short VOD was one, and then this one was the other. So can we just like stick it in a playlist and compare?
What's up? Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, what's up?
Weirdly, the short one actually sounds a little louder to me. But then how come it looks shorter or like smaller in this like view of the world here?
Yo.
Oh no, okay, wait. In the short pod, we are still seeing 1, -1. So this is like 0.1. That's fine. Yeah, okay. So then why isn't it rendering then? Oh, maybe the duration is fucked. Like the window that we think we're trying to render over could be broken. So where does that come from? That comes from, okay, first let's get the window size. Or maybe we pop open the debugger here and then look. So how do we get the decoder on render. Here we update our vertex buffer. And let's just kind of like poke around and see what we're looking at here. Break here. We will use short VOD MKV. And let's just see what it looks like. Oopsies. We need to specify an output file now as well. That's a new requirement. New requirement. Okay. So what was I trying to look at? I actually don't remember. I wanted to look... What is our scaling? X norm comes from item len I. Item len I is the number of samples. And then where does like... Oh, item len I. Okay, so P item len I. What is this? We have a lot of items, which makes sense. What are those min-max values? Are those amplitudes? Yeah, amplitudes. Did the waveform render with the other video? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. I'll check that in a second. Oh, good eye. Min and max need to do the same for each sample. Yeah. Okay. That's a really good eye. Good eye. Thank you. Thank you. That's just the bug. That is just the bug. So our window size is too small. Yeah. So we how do I say this? We were looking at some waveform, right? And the way we render this is we like kind of like chunk up some amount of area, and then we say like what was the highest value and what was the lowest value in that area, and then we draw just like a bar representing that. And so we kind of like, if our samples are wide enough, that will end up drawing like something that kind of represents a wave. But what's happening is our window size must just be too small so that we're only seeing like one point. And that's a problem. So we probably need some sort of like limit on how much time we are willing to consume here. But if that's all the problem is, then it's just visual. And we don't have to really worry about it too much. But let's just for now, let's log the window size. So we can just go back into GB and maybe we can look at, do we store that anywhere? Window size. No, not really, huh? Not really. But maybe we just, there's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. We'll just log it. Console, no, stood, debug, print. Window size is some number. Yep. How do we know the best way to break them into chunks? I set like target memory usage. So we just say like how many samples do we need to get like to 300 kilobytes or like 3 megs of memory usage or something, and then we clamp it to like a minimum window size in samples, but we should change that to minimum window size in time probably is like the fix here. Dude, what is it doing? There we go. Oh, side note, for those of you who've been following along with my frustration with LLD link time,
Yo.
I did find out that the, how do I say this? That, fuck, my brain, it's not working right. I did find out that, eGUI is giving me, like, 200 megabytes of debug info almost. Or like 150 megabytes. So I suspect that maybe like I'm like thrashing disk by just like compiling eGUI over and over and over again. And then like that's getting cached. I like opened strace and ran like the build process and saw that I was spending like 10 seconds just copying the like final executable around. And so there's like something weird going on there. So I tried stripping the GUI library. So now we're down to like 50 megs, which is a lot better. It's still a fuck ton, but it's a lot better. And I'm kind of hoping that the link times will get a little more sane as a result. But what we'll see here is now, like, every time we do this, we're going to spend some time stripping here, which does seem like it's taking a fair amount of time again, which is fucking annoying. I wonder if you could do, like, sig build summary. No, it's summary all. We can see how long each step takes. Yeah, I was hoping that would fix it, but I guess it's probably like when I'm streaming, there's like extra disk contention as well.
What's up? Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, so here we took 8 seconds to strip, so that's still not great. Because now we've just moved the time from copying the binary around into stripping the GUI lib. This was like going instantly for me the other day, or when I was testing this earlier, so we'll figure it out. I'll try some more stuff tomorrow. Okay. So here we're gonna like maybe just like clamp for now. We will clamp the window size to make sure that it's like at least like 10 or something. Just so that we get some sort of visualization. Just so we get something. Time to invest in a dual PC stream setup. It could really be that just like writing the video to my disk is like thrashing it to the point where accessing the stuff that it's trying to access is slow.
Yo.
Okay, there we go. That fixed it.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're working on my video editor.
It's not great, but it's good enough. Okay, so now the question is, why is this so fucking slow? This didn't feel this bad before. Yeah, that's really odd. Optimize is equal to release safe. Let's just kind of see if that extends to release mode. Because I would not expect that seeking to be so fucking slow. But I guess if our disk is getting fucked, then it kind of makes sense because seeking has to hit disk. And it does feel like our disk is not happy right now.
Yo.
Okay, whatever. We'll live. It's, like, annoying, but it's fine. It's fine, we'll live. We'll live. Okay. Okay. So we can play 16,000 hertz audio back. We kind of got sidetracked a little there, but it's fine. And let's look at trying to use Open Whisper, or Whisper CPP in here somehow. So I guess we need to build Whisper CPP. So I guess we're going to say, link Whisper CPP and do anything with it. That's gonna be our target for here. Okay. So let's see if their README talks about how to compile and link against it. Certainly in their README, they will talk about... I guess maybe we can just look at the makefile. That's probably simplest. So here they run main by just taking in source common and whisper obj, which is just this. Oh, nice. And then this stuff. So hand wavy, we can probably just run the makefile and then yoink whisper opt. Like, it seems like this is kind of all we do. What's in source common? Examples? Yes, we don't need this. We only need whisper opt. So where does whisper opt whisper obj is like a set of files, which is a little annoying because it makes it hard for us to extract which objects we need to link against from our, oh, here, libwhisper.a. Oh, there. Okay, this just makes everything really easy. So we just build libwhisper.a and then we just link whisper. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. The next question is do I want to treat this like a system dependency or as like a thing within my project? Treating it as a thing within my project makes the build setup easier because I don't have to like specify environment flags. But yeah, I think that's let's see if Nix OS bundles it. If Nix OS bundles it, then we don't have to. Whisper CPP. Nope. Whisper. OpenAI Whisper CPP. Oh yeah, dude, that's so sick. I actually I'm shocked that it's in here, to be honest. I really didn't think it would be. Let's just double check that this is the right thing. So this is coming from Whisper CP. Oh wait, fetch from GitHub. Gurgurgnov Whisper. Yeah, sick. Hell yeah. Okay, system dependency it is. System dependency it is. Okay. So build zig. And we will just kind of huck this in here as a whisper. Right? And then we should be able to exit, edit our shell next, and pull in whatever this package was. And then he will reinstall, he will pull that from the Nix archives and shove it into my disk somewhere. Nix seems pretty great. It's great in a lot of ways. There's a lot of good things about it. It's annoying in some ways too, but not the end of the world. So let's just start, I guess, by getting into our C imports and just C include whisper.h and see what happens. Let's just see if, like, it succeeds. Typo. Whisper. Nice. Thank you. No, okay. Well, we could dream. So it actually doesn't look like he tried to find this. We might have to specify like a dev thing or something. Can we look up like a env grep whisper? So this stuck us. He gave us this guy. So can we look at what's in here? Just bin. So there's probably some sort of like additional dev package, or they just don't build the dev package. What do they do here? Install phase. Mainstream. These guys must, well, I guess main and stream. We can look at what this wrap program is. Wrap program, out bin whisper cpp download ggml model, make bin path wget. No, so this isn't what we want. Let's look at what this is. So whisper cpp, what is this? This does not link against anything, which is annoying, and also it's an executable. Okay, so it looks like this doesn't actually give us what we need. Unfortunately, because this is only building... It's only building the executable. Fuck! It was so exciting! We were so excited for a second. Okay, it's fine. We'll just fucking compile it ourselves. We can live with that. We'll live. For now, can we just, like, as a stopgap, can I just add this path to my linker flags? Where does, like, the build go? Make lib whisper a. So does that go here? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So for now, let's just try adding whisper cpp to our linker path and then moving on, because I don't really want to deal with like boring shit. exe add library path and then it's b dot build root parent. Ah, fuck. Stood fs path dir name of the build root. Oh, the build root. Yeah. No, I don't want dir name. I want like parent. Is there like a? Oh, strip the last component from a file path. If the yeah, okay. So if it's a directory, it will give us the directory of the directory. So we should be say b build root, and this will give us our parent, and then we stood fs path join this, like this, I think is how you do this, and then we want to do, what was it called? Whisper.cpp. So hopefully this will give us a new path. And I think we have to pass in an allocator here. Yeah, because he's going to allocate, of course. So we can say whisper path is this shit show. And then we can add the whisper path as the library path. Thank God. I forgot this. And let's see if that works. Fuck. Expected this, found that. So build root dot path. There we go. He doesn't like that. Expected this, so can I... Oh my god, fuck off. Oh, this has to be the reference of this. Path from root. Path from root. Low-level implementations of the build system, not meant to be called by users, build scripts. Yeah, alright. How do I, like, b.build root? What is this thing? CWD. I've used this before. Build root. Where, like, I build root. How did I use it? Oh, I called join on it. Ugh. So what doesn't this like? Expected type constituate found type constituate optional. Where is this optional coming from? Is it the path? Oh, Alright, let's try that. Expected type lazy path? Oh. Fuck. Stood build lazy path, and we can do like I know how to do this. I know how to do this. We've done this before. It's path is equal to this, I think. There we go. Okay, wait. We didn't find whisper.h because we have to add an include path as well. So exe add include path as whisper path. Whisper path. This was supposed to be the fast version of this, by the way. This is supposed to be the easy peasy version. But dude, like building blows. This is my least favorite part of coding, I think, is like managing build systems. But we finally got there. We got there. So he found the header, and it looks like he linked against the library at the very least. We don't really know until we try to call a function from it, but it looks like we're there. Okay, so let's start by creating some sort of like whisper abstraction. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I'm sure it will reveal itself reasonably quickly. And then we will start by like, we know that we have like a whisper context that we have to work with, so maybe we just like shove the context in here. So this is, we need to import our C bindings. And we'd have like a C whisper context. We know we have this thing, and we know that we have to initialize it somehow. So this is going to give us back our self, which people got mad at me for saying that this is self. I should be calling it whisper. And then also I want to uppercase the file name because I want this to just be, for now, we're just going to have this be a struct directly instead of a struct with a struct inside. We'll figure that out in a second. And can we look at whisper cpp whisper.h? let's just start by trying to construct a context, and then we'll deal with the rest after. Const c params equals c whisper context default params. And then here we make the context, so const context, which is a pointer, according to that documentation, is c whisper blah blah blah, and we have to download the base thing, which we downloaded earlier. So it's like / whisper cpp. Was it base? GG. Where did it go? Where did it go? Models? Yeah, this is it. It's in models. Okay. It's in models. Models? One of these things said base somewhere in it. Here. Okay. And then return context. And we'll kind of just see where this goes. Surely we have to free this thing, so we have pub function dinit. He takes in himself by pointer, and he returns nothing, but he does free the context. Side note, notice whoever was in chat the other day talking about if you could just call malloc and free on stuff. I will observe that here is an example of a library that does create their own free functions. Although I guess in this case it's probably because it's more complex, and probably there's like multiple things that have to be freed in here, but just a thing I'm noticing. Okay. So here let's create the context, the whisper thing. Const whisper is equal to whisper init, and defer whisper dinit. And we can't dinit if it's constant because we took it in by mutable reference. We'll do var here, and then we have to rename the file because we named it with the lowercase. Whisper zig. Okay, zig build. Are we chilling? No, because that guy needs to be like, oh, I need to be optional. For now, I'll just throw a question mark on here. But maybe later we will fail if it fails. Because surely we're supposed to null check that thing. Oh, he's missing a bunch of C++ shit. A bunch of C++ shit. Where does this come from? I thought we were already linking libstd.cpp. I thought we were. Yeah, we have exe links libcpp. So where does, like... Can we just, like, Google where this symbol comes from? Like, where does this come from? libc++, yeah. So I don't understand why we're having trouble here. I think maybe order of linking actually fucking matters. Can we look at verbose? Zig build verbose. So I think if I remember correctly, I don't know if this is true with Zig, but this is true with other programs where when you're linking static libraries, I think that you can only get definitions from them in like one direction. So like if std.cxx comes before whisper or after whisper, I think that makes a difference in some way. So where does that come from? LC++. Oh, LC++, not std.c++? What's the difference? I thought that libc++ was the right thing there. Can we just like copy paste this command and... Okay, libc++ versus std.c++. Is one of these the Clang version? Yeah, okay. So somebody else in chat is saying the same thing that I was thinking out loud at the same time, so that must be it. So if Clang implements C++, oh! Do we just need to make sure that we compile with Clang, and then is everything good? Like, if we, when we compile this guy, Can we override the compiler to use zig.cc? cxx.cc. What's oh, so this is default. So we can override cc and cxx. So we can say make clean, make cc equals zig cc, and cxx is equal to zig c plus plus, I think. And then make lib whisper.a. And then hopefully that will do something more sane. We don't know, but it might. You never know. Let's J4. Give him a few more threads. Let him think a little harder. Come on, buddy. You could do it. Okay. Let's see if that is at all better for us. We can dream. We can dream. Hell yeah. Okay. That's a little pitfall that I haven't thought about for a long time. I know that back in the day, I struggled with even if compiling different C++ libraries with different C++ versions was already a problem, right? Because like if you compiled your like main app with like C++ 11, but you compiled Boost with C++ 03, they would like get different symbol names and stuff. But I didn't realize that there's this pitfall where you have to compile the same libraries with the same compiler. I guess it like, or sorry, like I guess it makes sense, but I would have thought that like Clang and GCC interop would have been better than this. That's kind of annoying. It's a little annoying, but it's fine. Let's see if we crash it anyway.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
It looks
Welcome
like
back.
we did load a model. This is fucking annoying. I don't want my application just being spammed with standard output from your library. That's a little frustrating, but at least it proves to us that something's happening, which is good. Let's look at what the fuck's going on there. So that's the logs we're looking for are like loading model from. There's probably some way to compile this out. Almost certainly. Yeah, whisper log info. Okay, so what does this do? Whisper log info, whisper log internal. He calls just like snprintf into where? So this buffer log callback. I see. Which just f puts by default. Okay, so we certainly can just disable this somehow. Where does whisper global g state? How do I modify this? Whisper log set. Okay, so we just call whisper log set with our callback. And just set it to do nothing. Okay. Super manageable. Makes sense. So where were we? We were in whisper zig, and before we do anything, we'll just set this callback. So I guess we have like function log callback is equal to, nope, not equal to in this. You have to, okay, data is any opaque. Akuma matata is a, I don't know how, is it C int? Yeah, it is, okay. Shed is star C float. No, F32. Cancel is a bool star. And then I guess we just say that he returns void. And we have to say that we want our calling convention to be C for this guy. But other than that, I think we're chilling. Is it the other way around? Call conv C? Yeah, okay. And then just dereference everything. Akum step. I guess I shouldn't say a dereference because dereference is like using the little star guy and taking a pointer, but it does feel like I am somehow, I guess I'm referencing them in some way. This is equals, okay. And then here we should be able to say C, whisper, log set with the log callback and void. I guess this is just going to be null, actually. Let's see if that fixes it. Discard, yeah, that's a good word for it. Expected type, this shit got that shit, so I just used the wrong function signature. Fuck, that's annoying. That's annoying, but we live. So this is probably level. This is probably the string, and this is probably user data. I could look it up, but it doesn't fucking matter, and I don't want to. Okay, so hopefully this time when we run, we don't see a bunch of garbage.
Yo,
nice.
what's up?
Nice. Okay, so we have linked with whisper.cpp, and we have done something with it. Nothing useful, but we've done something. Which means we can now start trying to generate subtitles in some way. So I'm thinking that we have our like audio. We have our like initializer thread for audio renderer widget, and he's decoding frames, decoding audio as fast as he can. It makes sense for him to just like feed that shit in here. But maybe before we do that, I was gonna say like we can like hook into that thread and have that thread process audio frames and be like, here you go audio renderer and here you go whisper. But before we get there, it probably makes more sense to just like give this guy a whole decoder, let him do the same thing, and like let's just see if we can get something out of this at all. And we'll figure out the API later. So here, let's take in a path to a video file. We will take in our decoder library. I'm calling it a library is strong. Module. And we're gonna like construct one of these guys. We're gonna say let const var dec is equal to decoder video decoder initialize with some allocator and path. Do I have no allocator? Yeah, alloc and path. Which means that this guy needs an alloc. And this guy takes in a sentinel terminated path because it's a C going into a C library. We need the standard library, and allocator is from std_mem allocator. Boom. Cool. Then we need to defer dec dinit, probably. Does he not have a dinit function? Oh, this is failable. So this is try, this is failable, this is dec dinit. And then over here, we need to try initializing because he's failable now. Bing, bang, boom. And what's next? What is next? We have to look at that header again. From here. I spelled whisper wrong. That's annoying. I know there's an H in there. Oh, fuck off. Okay, and we'll look at this example again. So he says, hey, I'm going to run whisper full with this data. So we have to figure out, run the entire model. This is thread safe, not thread safe, use blah, blah, blah. What happens if I call this like multiple times? I think that in their examples, they have something about like real-time decoding. So that's probably like at least like a clue for what we should be doing. It's amazing how much does the try thing contribute to readability. It's so like I hate exception languages now. I can't go back. Like the idea that like you just don't know what's gonna happen when you call something is like so crazy to me. So crazy to me. This is an example of performing real-time inference on audio. Sick. Okay, so let's look at how they feed him. Whisper full. He does call whisper full here. Is this in like a big loop? So while is running, he pushes some shit in here where PCM F32 comes from probably like the microphone or something. Yeah, so he's like processing new audio. So it's coming from somewhere. And we have some sort of step that we're willing to like sample at. So probably, I would assume that like when you're talking, there's some window size that makes sense for us to feed in, right? Like you don't want to feed in 1 second because 1 second might not be enough to catch a whole word. Although maybe when you feed it, it might be like accumulating it might be accumulating data as it goes. In fact, it almost certainly is, right? This is certainly a transformer-based model, if I remember correctly. Let's take a look. Let's look. OpenAI Whisper. Certainly this is a transformer. Yeah, encoder, decoder. This is certainly a transformer. Yeah, okay. So you could imagine that, like, maybe as you feed this, it doesn't necessarily... it is expecting some sort of output every time you run the model. But I guess the output is determined by all the previous input. So usually what you do with these things is like... Well, I shouldn't say usually, because I'm talking about my ass. I'm always talking about my ass, guys. Never forget that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I'm making shit up. I'm like ChatGPT. You ask him a question, and he just says an answer, whether or not he knows the answer. But what I'm imagining is, like, you have, like, input samples, right? And if I understand these, like, transformer-based things... it could look ahead, but generally I think it doesn't. I think that, like, when you with ChatGPT, right? He's kind of saying, like, I'm going to predict the next word based off of all of my previous words. And so you can kind of imagine that he's doing something like feeding in a buffer of this stuff and calling the model with this. And he's saying, like, okay, now what's the next word? And then when he gets the next word, he puts it here, and then he calls the model with this, and then he gets the next word and he puts it here, and he gives the model this, and then eventually the context window gets too large, and he starts, like, deleting stuff at the back, and then, like, H-I-J over here, right? Like, that's kind of how, like, my mental model and how it works. So I can imagine that, like, there's a world where as you push data into whisper.cpp, he could have, like, his, like, context could have, like, a buffer in him, right? And it could be that as you push in new PCM data on this side, it could just, like, shove it into this buffer, and then you could feed in samples at, like, whatever size you want. I don't know if that's how it works, right? I'm just making a guess. You could do it that way. It could also be that he just runs whatever buffer you give it. So he's just, like, not part of the context at all. This is just, like, what I get. If I get it, I get it. So depending on which of these two models it's using, we need to adjust what we do, right? Because if it's this, then we need to, like, choose an appropriate window size. But if it's this, then it doesn't fucking matter. Somebody was asking about Python. I missed a question somewhere about how they port it to CPP. But yeah, this guy, Fubar's right. There's nothing about a neural network that is specific to Python. Right? It's like they tip, like, I think if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. They have, like, PyTorch, and he is, like, kind of talks to Torch library, who kind of talks to CUDA, right? So you can kind of think of, like, PyTorch or Torch as, like, your game engine for neural network training, right? So, like, you have some API to talk to the GPU, like your GPU driver. In this case, like, NVIDIA is going to be exposing CUDA. You have this, like, PyTorch wrapper that basically says, like, okay, I might talk to the GPU, but I might also talk to, like, the CPU, right? I can, like, choose which one of those two things I want to do. And so once you've, like, trained this thing, you get, like, this PyTorch script, and he's basically saying, like, neural network is some graph of nodes, right? You have, like, all the neural network is doing is a bunch of, like, floating point arithmetic under the hood, right? It's all coming down to, like, clamps and multiplies and adds, but it's, like, nothing, like, too crazy. It's just, like, a bunch of building blocks. Matrix multiplications, a lot of matrix multiplications. And so if you just, like, take this script and you, like, line by line go to C++, you can just, like, take the data that's been trained. So you have, like, a model. So the output of your, like, neural network training is, like, this model, which is basically just, like, list of weights, right? Just, like, a list of numbers that you run through this script. And then you just port this script to C++ and it does the same thing. I suspect that this guy, since he has so many models that he's converted, has some sort of, like, automated process to help this step, right? Because you could, if you were crazy, you could implement a compiler by, like, swapping out torch functions, right? You could you could say that instead of like when I run this model, it well, probably more likely, there's also this like torch scripting language, as well as like things like Onyx, which are like kind of like abstract neural network graphs. Like, you know, because since the model is just a bunch of multiplications and adds and clamps and shit done in sequence, you can like export that graph in some sort of like known format. And so maybe he's like taking that known format and turning it into C++ in some way. How'd you find this guy's work on GitHub? Just curious. I googled whisper. Well, first I googled subtitle generation. Then I googled whisper C, and those two things got me here. And then I'd seen this guy on Hacker News before, because he does like for the llama models, like Facebook's ChatGPT equivalent. He took off on Hacker News by posting a bunch of like C++ versions of that. So I recognized the name and I was like, okay, we'll try it. Okay. So what we're doing, we're trying to generate some subtitles. Zinka, thanks for the raid. Party of 101. What's up, everybody? What's up? Let's get you guys up to speed. You guys, okay, hold on. Git stash. Git zig build. We are working on a video editor. And the idea is that we're kind of hoping that we can cut down a large VOD into something a lot shorter. Oh, this is a bad demo. Hold on. Let's open another file. This one. We're kind of hoping that you can like take a large VOD and turn it into a small VOD. Simple. And we're hoping that by writing some form of tooling, we can do that faster and more efficiently. So what we have right now is we have... Fuck! It's so hard. Why is this... Oh, because this has to be fucking... Oh, God. Oh, God. This has to say... backslash here? Maybe? Okay, here we go. So, we've built up this like video player, and you can like kind of like select chunks of audio in the timeline, and you can like export these chunks as some input to FFmpeg, and then FFmpeg can like run it and like generate a video out of these clips. This is like okay, it's like functional, it can like do something, but what we're kind of hoping is that we can get something that's way faster than this. Way faster than the idea of like scrubbing through this, watching it in real time. What the fuck? What are we, cavemen? I'm not going to listen to myself talk for 2 hours. That's crazy. So we're kind of hoping that if we were to generate like a script from this VOD and display it on the side here and be able to interact with it in the same way that we're interacting with this, right? Like we can like scrub through this, we can click around, we can like select areas that we want to export. We want to do that same thing, but with text. And so we've been kind of like, we're on like, what, day 13 or something? So we spent like a couple of weeks building up this editor, and we're at the point now where we're trying to do the subtitle generation. So we're pulling in this like OpenAI Whisper dependency and trying to extract audio from our VODs and get timestamps for the words and display those in some way. That is the goal. So hope you guys had fun over at Zinka's channel. What were you guys working on? I will read it, but I might not acknowledge it too much, because I do want to keep moving. I want to make some progress. But I'm curious what's going on over there. Okay. Okay. So where were we at? We have our model, and we're trying to figure out how to feed it. Right. So we were saying that like we don't really know if it's like a stateful model right now. So like you can pass in like A, B, C, D, samples A, B, C, D, and like we don't know if it's gonna like keep these around when you push in E and F. So that's what we were trying to figure out, is if we need to take like when we call the library, how much context do we need to give it for every single call that we for like every single generation. And we were looking at the examples folder. So first of all, let's pop our stash. And we were looking at, in whisper.cpp, they had some examples of real-time decoding, and I just want to take a look at that. Stream. Okay. So here we were looking at as they're running, they get some form of new samples, don't really know where those come from yet, and they feed those samples in with Whisper full, and then they this like API to like run the full model, and then they extract himself. It does look like he's maybe, is this context like persistent? This is like a persistent context. How long have you been using Vim? How long would you estimate it took you to become proficient with it? It's been so long that I can't answer that. Like, unfortunately, I'm sorry. It's like over 10 years, and I don't know how long it took. And I was in like grinder mode at that point, so who knows if like it would take me longer now. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Okay. Still not proficient, only finished with doing config. I would recommend, to some extent, not going too crazy with your config. That's kind of like been my approach, is like, there's like, you can, pull in some plugins, right? There's some things that you need to make your life a little better, but like, going crazy is like, it doesn't, how much does it matter, you know? It's my take on it, is like, you don't need too much customization. Okay, what's in this context? Whisper context. Or maybe the docs. Is there documentation about this in any way, shape, or form? So he's got like his little example here. Gagarganov on his GitHub says, I like big VimRC and I can't lie. That's pretty funny. Where does this come from? Is this defined here? Whisper context open brace? No. Whisper context open brace? No. Whisper CPP? Struct whisper context? Here we go. He's got the model, he's ut the vocabulary, he's got some state. What is in this? This looks like what I'm looking for. This is a lot of stuff. Whisper segment. This is like the output. Where's like the input? This is not helpful. This is not helpful. This is too... I don't want to get like too much into the nitty-gritty. I just want to know if it's like legal to like how much data I need to give it. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Whisper full. Called on every newly generated text segment. Oh, not this. That's not what I want. Run the entire model. Okay, but like, what does this do? Process in parallel. Doesn't really feel very clear. Does not feel clear. What's in like params? Duration, audio duration to process in milliseconds. Start offset in milliseconds. Yeah, okay. Maybe we just fucking run it and we just see if it looks okay. We can also look at main and look at in their example. Do they load the whole file at once? I imagine they do. I don't see why they wouldn't, but let's see. Hello, where is there's no call to whisper full? Am I not skipping the brace, right? Oi, oi, oi. There's so much code. So much code. I want less code. I want to think less, whisper full parallel. I see. So is this like in a loop? Run the inference. Frame in pointer size. Frame imp. Okay, so where does this come from? Params frame imp. What is frame imp? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing it? So this comes in whisper h. He has frame imp. No. Frame imp. Hello? Am I high? Oh, f name imp. I'm an idiot. Oh, so this is a path. The fuck? What? So he's iterating over the file name? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. What is params? Fname. Yeah, okay, so this is multiple. Oh, for each file. Oh, because you can pass in multiple files at once and get the subtitles on them back to back. I see. So this is per file. he is reading the whole file into PCM. Okay, so at least in this version of the program, he's extracting the whole file into RAM at once. Does look that way. Then he outputs stuff. Okay, so that's not super helpful. Not super helpful. What does stream, does like the arguments of stream tell us anything? Does the argument of stream tell us anything? All this code to extract a file. I mean, I'm not trying to extract a file. I'm trying to run audio through the subtitle generator. Which I'm just trying to understand, like, what is this API, you know? What was I trying to do? I was trying to build the stream example, which doesn't work, which is super sick because we don't have SDL. So I can't run it and check the help, but we can read it. We can read it at the very least. So these guys are going to give us some clues about what, like, the parameters of the model are. Audio, VAD threshold, max tokens, length milliseconds. Step milliseconds and length milliseconds sound promising. Okay, so it does look like hand wavy. They are probably taking some amount of time steps and feeding them out one at a time. And what's like the default value for this? Let's just like get like a ballpark default step. 3,000. So they're going 3-second intervals, hand wavy. What if I just run whisper from the command line as part of a precompile step? I was considering that, but I don't want to. Like, it feels like I should be able to just feed in the data I want. Yeah, I did consider that. And if I were in like Uber get shit done mode instead of semi get shit done mode, then I probably would try that first. But the C API didn't look like too complicated, even though I've just spent like 25 minutes just staring at it, being like, what does it do? Like, my brain was like, I don't think it's too bad. I was probably wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So, we have our decoder, and he can extract audio. So, we should... we have some code already in the audio renderer widget. And here we have some code to like iterate the streams of the video and do something and figure out which one is like the audio stream, which is the first step we want to do here. Find first audio stream. Here you go. So let's just do this for now. We'll just copy paste it because we're in prototype mode. We will duplicate later. Fix me dedupe with audio renderer. Okay. We need to import audio for this to work. And we can just do that here. So we can say find first audio stream for this decoder. Then we can, in a loop, probably down here somewhere, after we get our context, we do something. Decoder next, given this stream ID. And what are we going to do? We're going to like pull out some frames. So we're going to have like some buffer. And let's just do like a quick calculation here. We're going to look at 16,000 hertz. If we're trying to get 3 seconds out of it, we need to multiply that by 3. Wow. We're smart sometimes, you guys. Which is just 48,000, right? No whisper zig. I didn't even consider that there was a whisper zig binding. But also I feel like with the C interop with zig being so good, I don't really know why I would want a zig binding, to be honest, right? Because it's not like C++ C bindings where like having somebody who's already gone through and made sure that you have like these like wrappers around the C types that automatically free in the right conditions, like whatever. Like, what value do I get from zig bindings? Because like I already have to look up the free function and type thing.d in it, and like, is it just for like interop with C strings. Like, I don't know. I didn't even consider it, and I didn't really consider that I would want it. And we can live in ignorance and bliss forever by never looking it up and never learning. Okay. So we're gonna like get some sort of thing. So we're gonna like loop through. I guess we'll do like a little while true. And we will say, let's get the next thing out of our decoder for this stream ID. And we can, this is going to give us back a frame, so or else break. And here we will say that we have some frame. And we know that this frame should be an audio frame. As we don't really know that, so we can switch on the frame. And say if it's audio, we return audio. We say that our frame is our var audio frame is a decoder audio frame who's undefined. Here we set him. Then anything else, we go away. Break. Return error, no, non-audio. I don't know, fuck it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Defer audio frame dinit, because we need to free our memory. And then what are we gonna do? For each audio frame, we're gonna like copy into some buffer. So we're gonna have like audio buff is a thing that has like, I guess we're calling it U8 data right now, even though it's F32, like the interface here doesn't know that it's necessarily going to be F32, so we use U8, a U8 buffer, and then cast between them. But that's fine. And we will create this thing to be 16,000 hertz times 3 seconds times 4 bytes per sample. And this needs to be try. This needs to be... that's fine. Then we'll keep track of like where we are in the buffer. And then I guess for every piece of every frame, we try to copy into that buffer. So we go from, I guess we might have like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Does it have unions? Yep. Yep. Okay, so here we're gonna do something like audio buff from buff pause to some position. So we'll say end pause is like buff it's gonna be the audio frame num samples times something times 4 for 4 bytes per sample, which we should probably just hard code. We should stick in a define. Num bytes per float is equal to 4. And then we just assert somewhere. We'll just, yeah, it's fine, fuck it. So here we need to like clamp this to be the size of the audio buffer. So we say the minimum, if end pause is greater than audio buff len. We do something, but I don't know what yet. Else we just copy in. So audio buff 0, or not 0, buff pause to end pause is from audio frame channel data left channel items? No. Just this. Yeah. Which I guess we don't need to do this like sample conversion actually, because we already have the length here. So this is just audio frame dot channel data 0 len, and then this should start from the buff pause as well. Do you have a main job as well? Right now I am enjoying just fucking around. You know, I've been going for like 10 years, and at this point I was just like, I want a break. Did you guys know Did you guys know that you don't have to feel this pit of stress in your stomach all day, every day for your whole life? Did you know that? I didn't realize that I'd been stressed, I guess, since like the start of university. I've just been like always stressed and just hadn't really thought about it. But yeah, it turns out that sometimes you can make that go away by quitting your job and doing nothing all day, which is not a very sustainable solution to that problem. But it feels really, really good for now. Eventually, we'll have to go back when we need money. But for now, we're living the dream. Living the dream. Okay. So if our end pause is greater than the buffer length, then we copy to the audio buff len from the channel data 0 to, I don't know, whatever. It's like audio buff len minus end pause. No. It's buff pause plus, this is just buff pause to audio, yeah, audio buff len minus buff pause. This is how many bytes we're copying. Num bytes. So 0 to num bytes, okay, is this everything. So we copy here. Here we have to say that we buff pause equal to end pause. And then here we need to set buff pause back to 0 after we do the rest. We're going to like do some sort of like push into whisper.cpp. We're going to set this back to 0, and then we're going to do, I guess, kind of this stuff, actually. This kind of just happens unconditionally. Except we need to adjust the start pause. So const or var copy from pause is equal to 0. Then down here we say copy from pause dot dot. And then here we can adjust copy from pause to equal to num bytes. There we go. Okay. I'm not really sure if this is all right, but you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, so now I have to like do something with the data. So let's just call whisper full with the context. Context. What else goes in here? Params, samples, and a number of samples. So params samples is audio buff pointer, and num samples audio buff pointer len, or len there. And so now all we have to do is figure out what w params is. So probably we construct our w params like way the fuck up here outside the loop. Default params. And then what was it? It was greedy. I think we saw in the original code that there was like something greedy, sampling greedy was what they were using in the sample application. And then we pass in the w params down here. As it a pointer? No, by copy. This guy needs us to cast this pointer from a U8 buffer to a float buffer. But that's okay, because it actually is a float buffer that we're just treating as U8s. And maybe we're chilling. That might work. Then at the end of this, we need like an exit condition from this loop. And so that's here. Our exit condition is here. There's something about if we are on the last frame, we need to shove that shit in here too. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. Code like this might be a little simpler with IO fixed buffer stream. Zig standard lib. Fixed buffer stream. What does this do? What is this? Turns a byte buffer into a reader writer. Oh, so you're saying that like I push data in and then I read back from it or something? Why not beam search instead of greedy? Because I just looked at main and was like, I'm trying to copy what it said to do. I don't know what beam search is, so I'm just doing what I saw in the demo app. But I might have even seen that wrong, you know? You never know. Okay, so this will skip probably like the last frame, if I remember correctly, we were seeing frame sizes of 1024. So 1024 samples out of 16,000 times 1. Yo, that's like, 60 milliseconds. So it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. We can lose 60 milliseconds and not worry about it for now. Okay. So now we should be able to look at whisper.cpp, whisper.h. And in their example, they say, hey, could I just go over some segments? Let's just do that now and see if we get something. See if we get something. Const end segments comes from whisper full end segments. Ooh, we kind of want to do this here, actually. I think. We'll try pulling it out in a second, but for now, we should do it directly after the call to whisper full, is what they were doing. We go from 0 to end segments, and we just ask it for the segment. And then we just print the thing. Let's just see what it says. Surely it's not this easy. Surely. Okay, if this doesn't crash, I'll be shocked. Just so that when you guys see it crash, you don't go, what the fuck makes a bad programmer? You'll go, oh, this was part of the process and it was expected. This is what we wanted to do. We wanted it to crash. We forgot to pass our initializers to Whisper. Does anything come to mind for a thing you have to practice a lot because it doesn't seem useful or valuable at first? No. I'm trying to even think, like, I don't know if you were, like, thinking of something before asking that question, if it's, like, you're trying to lead it in some way, but I literally, like, I can't think of, I don't know what you're asking. Like, I know what you're asking, just nothing comes to mind. Nothing comes to mind. I'm kind of one of those, like, I just do things because I like them, and then I happen to end up somewhere that's okay. That's been, like, the story of my life so far, and that's a very fortunate position to be in, where it's just, like, things just work out. But it means that, like, I don't have answers to things like that, because I'm not just, like, I don't, like, grind something to get, I grind something because I like grinding it. And then that happens to result in something useful for me sometimes. So unfortunately, I don't have examples. What about TDD? Do you have to practice TDD a lot? Don't you just do it one time and then you're like, I get it? Like, not like I guess, like, you can practice enough to get better at it, but I don't think that the payoff of running tests comes, like, immediately. For me, every single time, I think. Like, I don't think but I guess maybe it's because I'm only writing tests in cases where they're going to be useful. That might happen. Like, I don't think I've ever written a test and been like, man, I wish I hadn't written that. I find bugs almost every time I write them. I don't know if I would ever do TDD. It seems like the way I work ends up where, like, I don't know what things look like until I'm done. So I think that running TDD for me wouldn't work. But I don't know. Yeah. What was I doing? Alec.create. I did a create somewhere when I should have done a what is it called? Alec. I should have done Alec, not create. Create's for one, Alex for many. Don't call me Alex. So fucking stupid. He doesn't like this thing because this guy had to write try over here. And then audio is supposed to be called audio zig. And expected type usize got audio stream info, right? Because I did get a stream info. So this is not a stream ID. This is a stream. And then this is stream.id. And this needs to say, or else return error, no audio stream or something. I don't give a shit. Doesn't fucking matter. Is Alec something used for calling functions, C functions from Zig? Alec is like the runtime interface for Zig memory allocation. So instead of just calling malloc, you can call a function on this allocator, and this allocator might be backed by some buffer on the stack. It might be backed by the C allocator itself. It might be backed by like the Rust allocator that nmaps stuff in manually and like manages itself, right? There's like all sorts of ways. You can do like an arena, and the reason that they pass those all around is because it makes it really easy for you to choose as like a consumer of a library if you want to take the hit of like heap allocation, right? Because like if a function's like, I'm gonna allocate, and you can be like, here's a buffer on the stack, fuck you, don't go to the heap, like I'm just gonna make sure there's enough room here, you have that control, which is pretty cool. It's a good design decision, I think. No function field name ID. Was it stream ID? I guess I could just look, but what's the fun in looking when you could just guess and then get mad when it doesn't compile? It is stream ID. Okay. Are we there yet? Does it build? Careful, he's stripping for 8 seconds, maybe longer. Stripping for 10 seconds. We'll see. We'll get a little log from him. Oh, it wasn't stripping that took so long, actually. Oh, yeah, he stripped for 14 seconds. Expected optional type, found error. I forgot to write try. God damn it. God damn it. On the bright side, it does kind of feel like we've fixed the linker problem, and we've just subbed the linker problem for a strip problem, which is maybe better, maybe not. I've got items in 68. So this is an array, a dynamic array that holds inside him a bunch of items. Not something that you can index directly. Copy from pause must be usize. And, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose it. Channel, data. If only I had got this stuff right initially. But this is just part of the process. Part of the process is losing our fucking minds when things doesn't work right. It's part of the process. I wonder why I was stressed at work all the time. Is it because every time I code I get angry and yell at the screen? Maybe a little bit. It might contribute just a bit. He doesn't like this pointer cast, because I need to align cast as well. I see. Align cast. Because the alignment of a float is different than the alignment of a U8. That might be it. Yeah, I also was thinking about it, and everything I do for leisure also stresses me out. Like, I like playing, like, competitive games and stuff, and so, like, I just, like, would go to work all day, be stressed, and then come home and get stressed more. It was sick. Super sick. Here he wants an int here. Not a usize. What did you program at work? C, C++, Python. I worked on camera firmware for a while. A neural network training thing where we were working with like robots that like pick up things out of a box. So you would have like 2 cameras and be like, "What's in there?" And then he goes in there and he's like, we go, "Oh, could you pick it up right here, please? We are a neural network and we will help you." But yeah, both jobs were pretty fun. Super fun. Super fun. This guy needs to ignore the error code. We could check the error code, but what if we just completely fucking ignored it instead? And then we got confused when it didn't work. And segments needs to be a usize for the iterations work. Okay. I guess. And then expect, oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. So many int cast. So many int cast. Are we there? Okay. So how do we know if it's doing something? Okay, we crash. That's a good sign. Indexing here, buff pause was out of bounds. Well, we don't know if it was buff pause or end pause. We don't know. But we did check end pause, but we didn't check buff pause. Which is confusing. Buff pause equals end pause. On every iteration, we say, if the end pause is greater than the buffer length, we copy from buff pause here, which I guess could theoretically be bigger. Not theoretically, definitely practically, because we're seeing this happen. I guess we just run it in GDB. That probably makes a lot of sense. GDB, run GDB, and we can at least look at state a little bit, gain some intuition. Wow, bro's creating a lot of threads. Did you know all the math already when doing 3D rendering vision? No, I knew none of it. Dude, that was such a ramp up. Such a ramp up. Trying to like figure. I spent like a week just being like, what the fuck is a homogeneous coordinate? Homogeneous? Homogeneous. You can see it in my search history. I spent so long trying to understand like what the fuck this is and what a camera matrix is and stuff like, because like when you're like getting to 3D the first time, you're just like, they're just like, here's boxes of numbers. You're like, what the fuck are the boxes of numbers for? Why does my 3D coordinate have a fourth dimension on it? But there was this video, super fucking good video. I think it's called In Video Games the Player Never. Yeah, I've looked this up before. In video games the player never moves. This was like this video came out after I started, but this is like the best explanation for how to work in 3D that I've ever seen. This is so good. So highly recommend if you're getting into 3D and you're like, what the fuck are these coordinates? This video's sick. Oh, I saw this guy's channel recently. This guy's actually like a fucking god. I watched the other day, I watched this video on how ray tracing works. Again, just like an absolute fucking banger. Absolute banger. Highly recommend. Highly recommend Josh's channel if you guys are looking into, want to watch, I don't know, 3D shit. Okay. What was I doing? I was looking at why we're out of bounds. So we are in frame 8. We're looking at buff, pause, 0. Okay. Audio, or end pause is a big ass number. Oh, interesting. So we're starting at 0, end pause is too big. So our frame is actually bigger than our window, which makes sense. So it's copy from pause. Yeah, it's this. Okay. So end pause here. Oh, it's because I'm stupid. This is this becomes var end pause, and here we subtract end pause by how much we copied. There we go. Then we can run the rest. No, we need to build. We need to build. We need to build. We can't just run our code. Sebastian Log is also a true god. Agreed. Agreed. Okay, let's see if this still crashes. What language is this? Zig. We're working in Zig. Because we feel like it. That's about it. He doesn't like that either. Memcopy arguments have non-equal lengths. Okay, so what's going on here? That's probably this one. We probably just fucked up our index adjustment again. It's a hard enough life. Frame 6. P buff pause. P end pause. P, no? Not defined? Oh. P end pause. P copy from pause. P audio frame channel data items 0. No. Items pointer. Dot len. Yeah, okay. So this is 2048. We are copying from 1536. Our buff pause is 0, and our end pause is big ass number. And we're trying to copy from. What the fuck? Something about this isn't right at all. 012, master something old. 012. 012. Is num bytes not what I think it is? I see. Buff end pause is subtracted by however many bytes we copied. Which was num bytes. Yeah, okay. Copy from pause. So we start at num bytes and we subtract num bytes from the end. Okay. Then here we're saying like, I don't understand. I don't understand why this isn't working. I mean, we're seeing like end pause with big ass number. So here we have the amount of data in the frame is where we're copying. It's like the end position. Our start position is 0. Yep, that makes sense. No. Yes, we're starting copying from 0. Okay. If the end position is too big, like we're going out of range of the destination, we try to do some like extra handling here. I don't think you should subtract from the end position. I do. Because if it's like, if we have like data that goes like, this is out, and we have input is bigger, we consume this, we copy first this much, and then we have like this much remaining. And so we subtract end pause down so that we like fill this section of the buffer, you know? I'm pretty sure that's right. Pretty sure. Because like, when does the end position go backwards? It's because we're like consuming the buffer by calling whisper full here. So we're kind of like saying like we're resetting at this point. So here we're seeing that copy from pause was set, which means that we ran through this stuff. We copied 1536 bytes. And then our buff pause was 0. Yeah, so the sizes are mismatched. Oh, end pause should equal to maybe like the length of this thing minus, we'll just do this. We'll just do this. Len minus copy from pause. Let's try that. I'm not sure if that handles every case right, but maybe. Because if the frame is bigger than 2 audio buffers, we got a problem. So we're kind of assuming that the frames are significantly smaller than the audio buffer, which is like a fine assumption to make for now. We have to actually compile our code before we run it, or else it doesn't do anything. Shocking, I know. I thought you'd move copy from pause up. You're thinking about the other way. You're thinking that we're like trying to populate the thing with... it's when we've hit the end of the buffer, we're like resetting. It does look like we're not crashing anymore. It does also look like nothing is fucking happening. So it'd be interesting maybe to put a breakpoint. Maybe we'll just say, before we get here, we'll just be like, hello. Just so that we see some form of anything. And then we'll know at least, very least, we're like running the model and getting nothing of value. Versus running the model and fuck. Fine. I'll delete the argument that I'm not using. Zig, if you want me to tell you what I'm doing correctly, fine, I will, but like, fine. Okay, so we're hoping that we see, I don't know what we're hoping to see here. I guess I don't have any hopes. I just want to see what's happening. I want to know, are we getting to the point where we're actually trying to print out some subtitles? Looks like no. Looks like no. So it'd be interesting maybe to see... I guess we should check if we are getting here. So we'll say here that we are hit end of window. Okay. And then this will give us a clue of if we're getting stuck in this. Then we should also print the number of segments here. Num segments is a number of the segments. Wink mop. Give him a sec, he's gotta think. It's a hard life. He's stripping again. We should run with summary so that we can tell how long he strips for. Oops. Because we need to know. No? Zig, build, summary, all. These build times are insane. I think it's like, honestly, I'm fairly confident that it's something to do with my system more than it is with Zig. Like, something fucking stupid is happening. So we're getting num segment 0 over and over again. Which is a little odd. Why is that? Because we're giving him a buffer. We're giving him a length. And I guess maybe we should look at if this guy's erroring out in some way. So we can look at whisper.cpp, whisper.h. And we can look at, when we call whisper full, what the fuck does he return? He returns an int, but like, what is it? Oh, he says if it's not 0. So we'll say const whisper ret is this. Hey, was it simple to use the C library in your Zig project? I'm assuming you're meaning whisper? Well, we haven't got it working yet, so maybe not, but using C from Zig is wonderful. It's overall a wonderful experience. It's the best. It's the best interop I've had with C in any language. Maybe including C++. I'd have to think about that, but like very possibly including C++. Because it's just like the C compiler it's just so good. It's great. It gets like macros and stuff, which is wonderful. I don't know. If whisper is not equal to 0, we can maybe say return error whisper. That's fine. We'll work on logging and shit later. Let's just get like something going. It's insane how C is still like the greatest language. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I definitely wouldn't go that far to say it's the greatest language, but it definitely is okay. It's hard to be bad when when you provide so little, right? Like the reason that like I hate C++ is because of all the shit they put on top, right? If you just do less, it's hard to get mad. Like when I make a mistake in C, I'm like, it's my fault. Where when I make a mistake in C++, a lot of time I'm like, it's fucking your fault, C++. What am I doing here? Why is it so mad? Segfault. Segfault's really indicating that I'm doing something really dumb. Which, maybe we can run this in GDB and take a look. Maybe I'm doing something real dumb. Hit end of window. Okay, can I turn off like GDB logging this like thread shit? Disable thread logging. It's fucking annoying. Set print thread events off. Okay, so he's just doing this like hit end of window with 0 segments again, but he's not erroring. Okay, so there's like a few possibilities here. One is that our audio is fine and we are our audio is fine and whisper is not doing what we expect. Right, like we just set some sort of parameters. Another possibility is that we're just using the whole thing wrong. You know what we should do is we should fucking we should let it log and see if whisper is complaining at us. When we got mad that it was talking to us, maybe we shouldn't have been mad, you know? Set print thread events off. Continue. Run. Okay, so he's not yelling at us in any way. And he's not airing out. So my gut says that our audio chopping is wrong in some way. That's what my gut says. So let's just double check. So the happy path is that we go down to here. So this end pause greater than audio bufflen shouldn't happen very often. So in the happy path, we just go from buff pause, which starts at 0, to end pause, which is the number, which is just like the data that we get from the audio channel. And we copy that in from here. Copy from pause is 0. Okay, so we just copy the whole frame in. Let's just throw an extra log in here. Just, you know, for clarity. What's it matter? Extra bracket? Let's just make sure that this is kind of like running what we think it should, which should be like maybe like increments of like 1,000 frames at a time or something. Yeah, so he's going 1024 samples at a time. So nothing crazy there. And it doesn't, he is going boom, 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 hit the end of the window, and then he's shoving the window in. Let's make sure that our window size is sane. Oh, wait, hold on. Fuck, we were doing the wrong fucking... We were using the wrong file. We were using the 48,000 kilohertz file instead of the 16,000 kilohertz file. Set print thread events off. Okay, let's try this. Because we have no sanity checking. We are still seeing end segment 0, so that's not it. But we're getting closer. The fact that we were using the wrong audio is really a bad sign. I guess maybe here we should just assert that we've got the right shit so that we don't fuck that up again. So we can just stream sample rate is equal to 16,000. This. And format is audio format F32. Okay. Let's just double check that. Those probably aren't problems, but it's worth just making sure. Okay, so now when we run with the wrong file, we should, at the very least, crash here. He's gonna say, "What the fuck are you doing?" Lights, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Okay, so here he's crashing at the assertion. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And then we try with the short one again. Oh, I hate it when it's hard, man. Why can't everything just be easy? Why can't it all just be easy? I guess the next thing to do is probably to inspect the audio data and just make sure that it looks kind of sane. Oh, segfault. How come we're segfaulting now, but we weren't segfaulting under GDB? I guess this segfault is like a really good clue, and we should think about that. So this is coming from like a mem move. It would be nice if we could... Oh, why is it fucking stuck? Oh, nice. We get a core. Wait, we have a core. We have a core. Oh, wonderful. So we can look at Zig. We love core files. Oh, hell yeah. That's sick. Okay. So this is crashing in whisper full with state. He's trying to do a mem move. Okay. And then in Zig, he has a signal handler registered for segfaulting. So this is an invalid mem move to an unaddressable location. So can we like print, like, is it the destination or the source that's invalid? That's fine. Also fine. Oh, fuck me. Oh my god, we're so stupid. When we run whisper full, this length has to be divided by 4. Because it's like number of elements. We passed in the length of the buffer, but the buffer is a UA buffer, not a float buffer. Fuck! If only we weren't so hacky. Okay. So, better. Still not great, because... Oh! 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 Whoa! I saw some words. Hold on. Don't panic. Everybody, stay calm. But I think we might have got there. Okay, wait, hold on. We've got another print that we need to disable. Words, I saw them! Yeah, okay. That's a really good sign. Okay. Give him a sec, you thinking? So... It doesn't look like it's working...
Yo, what's up?
As
Welcome
well
back,
as it
everybody.
should.
Today we're working on my video editor, and the topic for today...
Right, like, when we ran this, directly on... From... Here... Shit. CC equals this, make... main J4. This is interesting. Why is he compiling... Why is this changing behavior? Oh well, I mean, I guess we'll let him do what he's got to do. But like Zig is like, he's like making lib standard C++ or something, but I don't understand why he doesn't already have it available. Maybe because this is compiling with O3. Could be, could be. Yeah, so when we ran this, we saw like some like pretty good, like super accurate words. Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. Today we're working on my video editor and the topic for the day we're trying to work on. Right, and that's not what we saw when we ran it over here. Sorry, so like we're missing the yo and what's up, what's up, what's up? And then we're getting like so pitch from the left. Like, where's that so pitch from the left coming from? Oh, so pitch for the project. So he's saying so pitch from the left instead of so pitch for the project. So like there's something weird going on here where it's like close, but not quite right. I wonder how he's handling dual channel in, right? Because I think that when we generated VOD wave, how do we make this thing? Oh, we did just do one channel here. You know what we could do is we could try running our thing on that wave file, and I think everything just works as long as it'll crash later, I think, but I think that we can run it. So we should just be able to run on / whisper.cpp VOD wave. I think this works. No. Unhandled audio sample format. That's weird. That's an indication of something. Oh, maybe it's just not interleaved. Unhandled audio sample format. Can we just try this and just make sure? Because it could just be because it's single channel. It's not trying to like doesn't care if it's planar or not. No. It's number 1, so signed 16. So when we re-encoded with FFmpeg, it turned into signed 16. So how are they handling that in their thing? They must, when they read waves, they must be re-encoding. They must be. They must be. Where is this defined? Here. Oh. Okay, so here it works with single channel, right? Common sample rate, blah blah blah, bits per sample, blah blah blah. And then here they must be doing, yeah, they're doing float signed conversion here. Okay. So that's fine. It's fine. Can we force float data when we convert? I guess maybe waves don't do float data in there. Fuck. Look. My guess is probably that the context window is too small. I guess we can just boost the context window and see if that helps us at all. Can we look at... Where was that? Here. In our video editor. We were in Whisper. And let's just try going from like 3 seconds to like 8 seconds. Right? Let's just see what happens. Might get better. Might get worse. Might get better. Oops, wrong file. So this is short VOD, MKV. That's what we called it. Let's see. Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. That definitely looks different. Right? So this is, so the pitch for the project, instead of over here, we were saying, so pitch from the left. Okay, so that's like a really strong indication that, really strong signal that like it's not accumulating buffer. I'm really lost about why we're losing the front of it. Whisper, is it something to do with like our decoder? Like doing something fucking stupid? Are we like at the first frame? Let's like log the PTS of the frame we get, just out of curiosity. Because that could be it. I doubt it, but it could be. Could you please add some soap cutting or Subway Surfer on the right? Thanks. Yeah, sorry. We need like more shit in the way, right? Like it's not enough. We need more. Do we not log the PTS? We don't. We will just write that down because we should. We should. PTS comes from our decoder. He is going to read the next frame. When he works with video, he says PTS equals something, and he calculates his PTS by doing this. And we can just do the same thing on the audio side. I don't think there's anything else in here that's a problem. That seems fine, yeah. Let's just see if the first frames that we're getting are at least at 0. Fuck! This is somewhere where we logged that's kind of hard to find. But if we just go backwards in time in Vim, maybe we'll get there. Here. It's because I forgot to put little squiggly braces around this thing, and the errors are not very good there, but it's okay. We'll live. Okay, so the question is, are we starting at 0? We're not starting at exactly 0. We're starting at a little bit after. But like that yo, what's up, what's up, what's up, is like way longer than 1 second. I'm pretty sure, right? Like, give it a sec. Give it a sec, he's gotta think a little.
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up?
Yeah, like,
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up?
what's up doesn't start till like here.
Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up?
What's happening? Oh, we're falling behind? It's...
Yo, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. Today we're... Yo,
yeah, there's something wrong.
What's up? Welcome back.
Okay, so we should at the very least have the what's up, what's up, what's up in there. I guess we could double check that our parameters match. They might not. Okay, so let's like get rid of some of these like garbage ass prints. We don't need these anymore. We need that one. That's like the important one. Debug, print. What else is like floating us? Give him a sec. Give him a sec. Okay. So I guess we just run main as well. And we just compare these. Nothing about this. These are just the model parameters, a lot of these, so kind of the same. Our compute buffers are the same size. Yeah, it looks like everything's kind of the same. So it doesn't look like that's it. Does not look like that's it. Let's maybe go back to their whisper.cpp examples main. And why is it different, man? Why is it different? Whisper full parallel. They are using a parallel thing, which is interesting. I don't think that should make a difference, but I guess we could always try it. They're doing all sorts of shit here. They're doing all sorts of shit here. So it could be that, like... I wonder if we, like, just, like, pop open GDB and just, like, dump this shit. If that'll help. What happens if we run in debug mode? I wonder, that sounds interesting. And is there like is there like a verbose mode on here? Okay, let's just start with debug. And just see what happens. Oh, wait, are these defaults on the right here? True, 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 true. If this thing, oh no, these are their setting flags. What are their like defaults? It'd be nice to see those somewhere. These are set here. Okay. So all of this stuff seems like it could affect us in some way. Right? Like, these are like parameters of this main executable. Not necessarily... Did you have that offset you had set? Oh. Oh. That does sound like something that could fuck us, huh? Offset. Yeah, can we maybe it would be interesting for us to dump the parameters at the very least. We could use Zig's reflection and just like huck it out there. Like, can we do something like std debug print w params is an any and just like huck this shit in? And while we're at it, can we do the same with the context params? Because you're right that is a very good clue. I don't even remember what it was, but I just remember seeing an offset somewhere. Ugh. Offset. Okay, this is 0.
Yo, what's up?
This is W params offset 0. Max text context 16384. And then our context parameters, is there anything really too interesting here? Nothing too crazy. So this is probably more interesting. And can we... I wonder if it makes sense to start comparing with what they set in main. Super cool. Like, just the fact that we're missing the beginning is like really pissing me off. It seems like there's something just so clearly wrong, but not wrong enough that it's like so broken. I want to double check. Us feeding the data. Like, at fucking iteration 0, we saw that we were getting a frame with like 16 millisecond timestamp. And does he immediately get in? If end pause is greater than audio buff len. We know that this is only getting hit every once in a while. We had logs in there proving that. So yeah, we are feeding in the fucking initial shit. Oh! I think I saw something that sounds a little bit like they had to seed it in some way. Let's look at that. Where would I have seen that? Like some sort of some sort of initial data. I don't know where I saw that. Nope, not coming up now. Maybe in the header? Token data, blah, blah, blah. Where's like the params and shit? Whisper full params. Offset in milliseconds. Maybe I was just thinking about offset and that threw me off. Max tokens uses past text as prompt for the decoder. No context, no timestamps. For single segment, print special, blah, 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 blah. Max initial TS. No, okay, nothing in here is like jumping out as being an obvious problem. Max length in characters. Okay, I think maybe we try to run their thing in GDB. And can we like maybe break at whisper full or Mr. Full parallel? And then can we print out our params? And see if anything in here is looking. So offset 0, duration 0. I guess we just like copy paste this somewhere and then try to compare. Try to compare with what we're doing in Zig. Just kind of boring, but sometimes it's got to be boring. Okay. I think we just logged it. Yeah, we did. Okay. Enu paste and I guess we just start by kind of going and we say, hey, at every comma, could I go to a comma and then new line, please? That'll at least give me something that I can visually compare at least a little bit better. And then over here, we do the same where we go like, I think we can just do the same thing. At Q. Yeah, okay. Jump, jump, jump. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. Oh my god. Why are you taking so long? I just want, like, it's, my Vim macro, I guess, is getting, like, broken at some point. Oh, it's because of the fucking end of lines. So we'll just join everything into one big-ass line, and then I can spam this a little better. Okay. Then there's, like, this shit. Okay. This shit is one line. Okay. How similar are we? How similar? Okay, so this is a big indicator that we've done something wrong, right? Because we asked for greedy. This guy's coming out as beam. So we'll write beam. That's probably the biggest thing to look at, to be honest. Translate, false, context, true. Let's try to like line these up a little bit better. Yeah, 1E negative 2, that's the same as these approximately. Nothing else in here is jumping out as being majorly different. Yeah, I think that we just switched to beam, because that's what it's doing over here. But I don't know why I felt like we looked and we didn't see it that way, but maybe we're just wrong. We must have just been wrong. Eventually, I'm gonna have to look up what the fuck is a beam. But not today. Well, maybe today, but not right this second. Fuck. It's the wrong window. He doesn't like that. Why not? Maybe I must have got the name wrong. Beam. Nope. What's the file? Up. whisper.cpp. whisper.h. Beam. Sampling beam search. So it's here we have to write search. Okay. Fine. If you're gonna be like that, you're gonna be like that. Please. Please work better.
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. Today we're
This is definitely worse. Thinks I'm Jewish. That's funny. I said Twitch, but Jewish is, you know, almost the same. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Jewish is wild. Yeah, that is wild that that's what it decided. I think I'm not making much progress, and I think that I just need to like stare at some stuff and debug a little more. So I think I'm gonna call it there for today because I don't think it's very exciting, and my head is starting to spin. So clearly something is wrong here. Where we're like the fact that it's not starting at the beginning is a really big red flag. Really big red flag. So I'm gonna take a look at this off stream. I'm gonna call it there for today. We definitely made like some progress though. Like we definitely have something that resembles what I was saying. It's just not perfect. We'll get there though. We'll get there. So I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, I stream most days at around 2 o'clock Pacific time for around 2 hours. If you're new here, there is a YouTube link and a GitHub link in the Twitch description. We have playlists for each of the projects that we've been working on. So, you know, right now we're working on this video editor, but the trend here is that we just kind of like work on whatever the fuck we feel like, and that trends towards, you know, lower level reimplementations of things that don't need to be reimplemented because they're fun. So there's stuff in here like an operating system, terminal emulator, QR code decoder, zlib implementation in Zig, virtual file system. There's stuff in there if you want to take a look. There's code for all this stuff on GitHub as well. If you're on YouTube, there's a Twitch link in the YouTube description, and you can swing by and say hi if you're online between 2 and 4 o'clock Pacific time. What else? Like, subscribe, Twitch Prime. I think that's it. Let's say bye to YouTube and Twitch viewers. Let's figure out who to raid.